Yeah. Always said that he loves to just play Nautilus, even amongst all the crazy picks he does.
The Ornn feels pretty easy here. You have such an insane front line for a real 80 carry in mid, and then this insanely strong scaling Senna pick that will become
for all of us here in this first game, as we are ready to top of the rip for T1 versus Gen G.
Big milestone here, a little bit tougher to reach on the Senna, but 3 kills is all it's going to take, as Faker ends up not really getting a great trade here in this level 1.
Very nice, especially, when we saw the blind Kalista coming through into just the Zeri, which we knew could be flex. This barrier going to have to be used here from Guma. Now he's rooted down. The spear nearly catches him as Guma, just cool as ever, doesn't have to flash or anything, but he is going to be pushed out of this wave.
Yeah, this is really rough. This is not what you want in your Kalista into Senna lane. Is actually, you're the one who's being pressured by the enemy jungler. Now you see a rush up from Owner towards the top side of the map. He's going to ward there. I think the best he could hope for here is stopping Keen's back, and even that is looking unlikely. Guess we won't see, but I'm keeping my eye on the minimap.
He's watching. The knockup's going to come in, a root as well, but this is Mordekaiser, who might just pull someone into the death chamber, as there it is. Lahen's in a bit of trouble, but actually there's just not enough time on the level 6 ult, so Seja's just going to back away. Meanwhile, Fate's Call just going to be used up in the top side, and a lot of action, actually. His owner's on the top side here as well, trying to threaten Keen. All out is down, but Zeus also being pressured under his turret. Who's going to be the first top laner to fall is really the question, as the sleep will come in, but the Senna ult helping a bit. A lot of tanking goes in from Guma, as Keen is very low, but no kill just yet. Another plate to go down, and finally it will come through. First blood, and Zeus will go down as we expected, but first blood does go to T1. Might have a little grubs fight here, as Gen G are trying to get some of their own, and Guma forced to flash down on the bottom side by himself. But with Owner up on the top side here, they might be able to pick up 5 grubs for the side of T1 in the later stage of the game. But either way, we are going to get this TP up from the side of Zeus, as it does look like they do want to go for the fight. Keen just in the front line trying to zone this one away, as the smite, where will it go? It does go to Gen G, as Lance is in the death chamber, but he is still alive. Zeus in that front line trying to take down this Ornn, and might be able to, no, does get rooted up. Meanwhile, Keen will go down. Faker does pick up that kill.
But otherwise not too impactful as Keria. Ooh.
Yeah, it's going to be a catch here on a Keria, who is in a bit of trouble, as the Fate's Call will have to be used, and does get him out of dodge. Meanwhile, Keria elects to go back in, and nearly takes a huge chunk of damage from the spear.
And their Zeri isn't online just yet, but if T1 are indecisive and a few spears land, that's Dragon going over, and Keen's pushing forward.
Yeah, Keen trying to catch Faker. That's not going to work out. Now he just gets hooked and has to flash away. The sleep is coming in, and Keen is just dead, as Owner will pick up that kill. Keen very over-aggressive in that moment, trying to start a fight onto Valkyrie. Corky, as now Gen G's still trying to fight for this one 4v5. They have the poke, but at the end of the day, they're just going to have to give it up.
His ult is almost here, but I think without it, you just can't win this one. You got to leave, and that they will. Jovi trying to trade this for a turret. It's super low. It looks like he will get away with this. He can just slide over the wall. If anyone tries to go for a punish, we'll scout with his extendo, do some fancy footwork there. But if you end up trying to take Baron and failing, the game basically ends as hook comes through.
Yeah, that is Lahen's. He's got some backup this time around. There have been a couple of awkward moments. Now the ult is going to be sent into the Ornn, as now the TP comes in. Lahen's is dead though. I mean, this is no way for him to get out. That's a pick on a Lahen's, and now T1 absolutely could consider this Baron, but still a very even game, and it looks like they just want to go for mid tier 1 instead. Guma just gonna flash because he went the wrong way.
Potentially double smite this one with Canyon here. A lot of damage. That combo very difficult to steal this one away as T1. Chovy?
Oh, the ult here from Keria. They're going to catch Chovy, and he should be going down. Down he goes. As meanwhile, Gen G trying to do something in mid, but Guma's just hopping away. Keen trying to go 1v3 here, nearly takes down Faker, but at the end of the day, it's 2 kills for the side of T1. Keria still on the chase here. Lahen's in a lot of trouble against this Kalista, and slowly and surely he's going to survive, actually. Does not burn down.
They're looking for a Baron.
Maybe gonna go for it. Faker's doing the dragon for some reason. You might just have to go over to Canyon on the steal, as the spear really catches it, but no, with the Kalista, an easy secure here for T1.
This all comes down to this moment from Keria. He's got flash, flashes, ults, hooks, and calling out. He has no flash as they focus on. He's just watching. He's watching his Kalista on the other side. That's a support AD carry duo right there.
But it really feels like today he's got his head on straight, and if he's got that, well, I say that, now he's a bit caught alongside Aguma as they're trying to get onto Aguma. Keria is just going to get his fates called away, and double TP are coming in. T1 trying to turn the fight as the ult goes in. The death chamber onto Jovi, and this front line, that third triple knockup comes in from Keen as he's going to knock that one. Faker's just chasing Canyon into the jungle, but he's not going to help out his team until right now. Misses the Valkyrie over the wall and is not able to get on in there. Not even sure if he wanted to really get on in there as Gen G, they're turning this game around, trying to take down Owner now, who is a bit alone. Finally, Faker will come over and try to punish, takes out Keen, and he might just have the damage, forces the flash from FaZe, so that they have to get away from this one. Owner still on the chase, looking for a bowling ball, as actually it's Faker, who does get in there with one auto.
One auto's enough. Jovi going to try to look for a punish here onto Owner potentially, but I think a bit optimistic as they just were split there on the call. Keen once again kind of going in, hoping he can take Owner out in the 1v1 because he's got so much MR even though he was low. Lehens?
Yeah, Lehens TPing in, but we have Keria nearby as well. I think actually Gen G have to back away from this one.
Yeah, bit of a disaster.
Uh-oh, yeah, Lehens might just be dead. No flash and really no hope. Gets a heal from the Nidalee and then just dies.
Especially when he has flash like he does now.
All right, let's see the angle here. Keria's on the backside, will flash over the wall as now maybe a sleep to come in. That did hit two people, but that is just Cassante. Now the turn coming in, and Keria's way too far forward, but he's very tanky. Does he have the items? And yeah, he's got Fate's Call as well as Owner trying to chip away at the front line. But Keria is too far in the front, and down he will go. Lehens and Keen still alive.
Level 18 Chovy, front to back.
He's waiting. He is waiting. He's hunting for that moment. Another spear is going to land, and here comes Chovy over the wall just to immediately be put in the death chamber up against the Mordekaiser. Gets countered by the Mordekaiser. Owner going in by himself. Keen does take down one, but he will fall as well, and now Owner on the chase here. Should eventually be able to take these two out, I would imagine, or at least keep them around in time for Guma to come over. As the Lilia so slippery, just gonna run away. That's fine as well.
1,700 damage for Owner in the fight. Doesn't have flash, so it's a one-way trip.
Faker's just so bad. I mean, like, he's just able to Valkyrie into people now. He's 5-0-7 matching Owner, who's also throwing bowling balls over the wall.
He's so late.
So low. Yeah, there's just no way Gen Z can get in.
Yeah, and Lens just TPs to clear a ward.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we're here in this spot where it looks like T1 are pretty much on the doorstep of winning game number one. They haven't taken an inhibitor yet, and they still are going up against Ornaments. As Faker's just going to be caught out and just killed. Down he goes, right as I was saying it. Gen G trying to fight their way back into this game. As they do get that pick, and now Keria just going to try to peel for the team. They have to use Fate's Call. Meanwhile, in mid, Zeus wants this inhibitor.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get it, though. Extremely long cooldown here for this next Dragon fight. Soul point here for T1. And
yeah, that Owner is just going to be pulled back into the team. The Cassante gets the jump on him, and Owner is dead. And now Gen G have prevented the Ocean Soul, which would have been massive up against all this foe.
They're trying to push maybe mid here to get an inhibitor in return, but again, it's so risky. By the way, 1,000 kills, fewest games, youngest player. FaZe gets it done here. He's the one that secures that one. It's still interesting. It's not over yet, but Gen G making the plays.
Yeah, they're trying to isolate this front line, actually, trying to get on top of the Mordekaiser. But now Faker going to go into the fight and immediately just die as Toby will take him down and punish Faker in the mid lane as now Zeus has to go into this one. We do have a sleep as well. Lilia, Owner trying to do the damage, but this front line is just so tanky. Owner, though, going to go golden. Is it enough as Guma soloing down Keen? It's a very close fight, but at the end of the day, you see Chovy and you see FaZe on nearly full health. And Gen G, it looks like they may have just done it again.
It's another win. It's another loss for Gen G, but maybe it's not today. Maybe it's not in this first game. The flyby extendo beam is going to miss. It looks like Owner gets out with his life, but that's not going to stop this Baron from going down.
They only got one grub. You remember from the early game where not a lot was happening. But take a look at the actual human nexus that is FaZe right now. He is a turret, and nobody can get on top of him. Nobody can close the gap between them and the Senna, and everybody on the side of T1 is just taking massive poke damage. Nobody can escape the wrath that is FaZe right now. And, you know, he's got 1,000 kills. He's got over 1,000 assists now as well in the LCK. And Gen G, off of the backs of him in this very strong late game comp, might just end the game here. Keria, desperate to try to stop the push from coming in. Faker doing a lot of damage, but immediately the heals come in.
So many minions starting to stack up here. Great front line. Paze could just hit Faker from so far away.
Yeah, there's just no way for him to ever fight that 1v1. Keria trying to stop the wave. Guma trying to do it as well. As down will go Chovy, but there's a second, even stronger AD carry that's left over. It is Paze on Seja. As okay, got a little sleep coming in. Trying to delay. Faker trying to get on in here, but Owner just falls, and immediately Faker will as well. Canyon might go down. No, he is actually going to live somehow. Gen G take game 1 in 42 minutes.
With it going to Gen G, they will move to round 2, guaranteed. They will skip round 1 of playoffs.
Counter picks, but yeah, you see at the end of the day, Faker did do a lot of damage. He had a lot of gold in his pocket, but the effective damage of Paze in the late game just outshone him big time. They didn't even pick the Rakan with it. It's understandable that they picked Nautilus and Deseri, but it's like, this just feels like a straight-up Guma pick.
Guma is one of the only players that I trust on Xayah, to be honest with you, Valdez. But even still, I'm feeling a little bit worried about this pick, as we do see the Alistair to follow up here, one of the only supports left that's...
Well, let's see how they use them as we are ready to hop onto the rip for game number 2.
Just a ward going to get dropped here, no fight. With some additional information, we do have both junglers starting top side in the jungle. This mid matchup is definitely one we've seen a lot, as especially with Tristana being nerfed, Azir rose back up in priority a lot. Definitely one that can go both ways, but Corki does still feel very strong. But more than Corki, it's Chovy. And it's a very good level 1 here for him. Post 6, who's going to have a lot more power in this game. Faker shielding this.
At the end of the day, the Corki does win out. That was really cute, actually, that Canyon hit the plants to actually go into mid to clear out the ward, just to give that extra 1 CS to Chovy. You know, he needs all the CS he can get, and he's actually looking for a champion kill as well, as Faker nearly dies to a Phosphorus Bomb missile combo. Meanwhile, we got a little fight down here on the bottom side. Vi Owner is nearby as the flash goes in. They're trying to punish Lehens, but the flash away from the feathers means that Lehens will get away. And it just ends up being a little bit of a ruckus, as Ox put it.
Yeah. Okay, Zayas here down level 6. And so this is actually a huge boon. They're going to come over here and find out. Lehen's going to play bodyguard.
I think Lehens has to be very careful here. And as I say that, I think he might just die. He is extremely low, but they don't want to push into the Nidalee, but in goes Owner. And his first blood for Faker, as now trying to turn this one around is Gen G, but they only have 2 people. They're trying to take down Keria. Tons of damage between these two. And in fact, Keria will be run down as he doesn't have flash anymore as well.
And Owner hasn't hit level 6 just yet. He used his flash on that last play along with Faker.
Max range Q, and now the all out here on Isaiah is just going to force the slicing Maelstrom. As we still have Exhaust, he really wants to run him down here, and another Q3 will have to be flashed. As in he goes again. Jeez, man. Keen really wants to get this punished, but here's Owner. Level 5. The plates, we're going to send Canyon down bot so that Keen is safe, and it just gets your gold in the right places. Meanwhile, trying to get a little bit extra as Faker in a rough spot, but he will be able to just dash away as he is Azir.
That's more plates for Paze, you know, +1.
And so T1 have that lane going well for them, but everything else not so great as Gen G are really punishing them, trying to get in here, but now it's actually Canyon who's going to get Feathers dragged back, and now Paze is in a lot of trouble. Barrier not going to help him out as T1 call the bluff on the bottom side. And
combo just moments before.
Trying to make a play up here on the top side. That spear looks like it missed, but it might not matter. Zeus is extremely low, does flash the wall. Remember, Keen doesn't have his flash, but he's Kasante just goes through the wall and takes him down.
How do you like this mobility creep? I don't need flash. You said it, Valdez. He doesn't need flash. He doesn't want that.
It's great on it. Well, maybe
in the
not.
end of the
maybe not great. Yeah. Did get a vote in the POG. Lehens does have Unbreakable Will, but he doesn't want to use it. He's gonna really try to save it until the very end, and he's just gonna die instead.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, while we're trying to get an engage going on, Owner here is in a bit of trouble, and this Alistair is getting some huge dividends. Lehens actually saving that Unbreakable Will. Doesn't actually do anything. Meanwhile, Keen is in the base. He is in T1's base, and he does not care. And he's gonna fight under the turret. Look at this. What is happening here?
Doesn't have his exhaust back, so can't actually turn this into a kill, but this one goes a lot better than what happened with FaZe.
Viper? Okay, well that was, yeah, that wasn't it, and he might die, as now he doesn't have a dash. Here's Owner trying to save him, and you know what? Maybe we'll be able to, as now it's just Owner gonna give his life for him. Nearly takes out Canyon, one hit. Might have done it, but yeah, that was a cover your eyes moment, as now T1 trying to close the gap here on a Canyon, as they did go pretty deep for that kill, but it's just a trade of kills, and meanwhile you're losing your top turret and your mid turret.
And you got teleport out of Zeus, and you had to make this teleport happen to go bottom side to trade a kill. Misses the engage there, Carria, and Genji looking to turn.
Yeah, they want to fight. And here we go, level 16, Cassante. That's a huge amount of damage from the Xayah and Kennen, as exhaust going to be used. Carria trying to punish, not going to catch him. And so Keen kind of finding out the amount of damage that T1 does have when they engage, but now Lehens gets in there, and Owner in a bit of a rough spot as in goes Faker. He's going to get the drop on a pace as they throw everything into the Zeri. That is a huge catch, but now Faker will go down, and Lehens is kiting this one out, and he will be able to headbutt to potentially survive as well. Look at the health bars here on Zeus and Carrier. They are so low, and they're getting poked out, and there's not much they can do except run from here.
Yeah, Zeus, no flash here, really tough to make anything happen. Gumayusi is really the main character here. If T1 were ever to get something done here, might even try to look for a backstop. He's gonna blast cone in.
Okay, he's going in. Didn't think that Cassante was nearby, and well, he found out that he was, and now he's dead. Flash is gone, and Keen still doesn't need flash. Yeah, they have like one blue trinket in their own jungle, which was just pinged, by the way.
Yep.
And they're just going to start Baron, and they can 2-mana with Corki and Italy, and then eventually have the rest of the team come over, and there's just zero vision. I mean, T1, they're just going to have to send it, but they're too late. They're backing.
You can't even engage on Lehens. He's got ult, he's got flash. Like, Owner is just going to take the Constellation Gromp in this case, and T1 just could not come in. They couldn't do anything. Bounty's now up. No bottom turret to push on the opposite side of the map. T1 almost checkmated in this game, it feels like.
Uh-oh, the Xayah gets engaged on. There's the Featherstorm. That's early, as now Lehens. Baker looking for it, just going on a crazy re-sway. I don't even know what that was. Meanwhile, Owner goes down, and Lehens is going to find another one. Finds the Kennen here. Nice Zonyas, actually. A lot of damage into Pace, who will go down. And that might actually stop the push for now.
That kind of saves the inhibitor, may have saved the game, because if they end up losing more people there.
They're sticking around, though.
Yeah, Guma, no ult.
Oh my god! What was that?
Bye-bye!
What was that damage?
I mean, that's some big quirky damage right there.
Was there a spear in that as well? There had to have been.
I think there was, yeah. And the RFC, i.e. everything hurts.
Well, the game might just be over now.
It is now, I think.
They fake back, and Faker's down. Zonyas can only save you so many times, and that spear is going to land, and that might just be GG, as with the Baron. The Rival Baron power play push coming on in. They're looking to end this game, and Gen.G, they almost lost the game today, but they did not. And in the end of the day, it is a relatively clean 2-0 win over T1, as they're playing with their food, who is Owner right now. And it will be another Nexus to fall. Gen.G, once again, will not drop a game.
I don't think this was about the Xayah pick necessarily, but it did end up being a symptom of the problem, as FaZe was put down this game. You could see that very evidenced here. He was also killed early in a few fights, but...
That's what happens when you over-index, though.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation. Here joined by FaZe and Chuvi on the side of Gen.G after their win up against T1 with a 2-0 game score. Congratulations on the win, guys. Thank you. Chobi, Gen.G secured a spot in the second round of playoffs. How do you feel? Yeah, we just advanced to the second round, but I was pretty sure that we're gonna make it, so I don't know. It doesn't really excite me that much. I was expecting it a little bit. In FaZe, you have surpassed 1,000 POG points and achieved an incredible personal record today. So you are now the youngest player in the LCK history to reach 1,000 kills in the fewest games. How do you feel? I think today is an amazing day for me, I got 1,000 POG points and also, hit the milestone. It feels amazing. I don't know. He reached 1,000 kills too early. I'm so worried that he might get too spoiled. But anyways, congratulations, and I hope you, keep up the great work. Chuvi, so with this win, you have also achieved a 10-match winning streak up against T1 with so many records on the line. How did you feel coming into today's match? I mean, you could say so, the stakes could be really high in some perspective, but for my perspective, it was just one of the regular season matches, so I was not feeling too much of a burden or pressure today. Number one, you showcased an outstanding performance with Senna, maintaining your undefeated and contributing to a third of your team's damage and 100% kill participation. What makes your Senna so special? I mean, my teammates are doing a fantastic work this season, so naturally, I get to have a really good stats around Senna. And also, I think Lehans is also really good at the champions that goes well with Senna, so because of that, I think my Senna gets a little bit of a help or boost in terms of the stats. Well, Chovi, there were some moments in the early game where you were pressured by the Lilia and Nautilus. How did you turn the situation around? What's going on? Anyways, yeah, it was kind of hard for us to kind of dive onto the enemies, but realizing the given situation, I figured that I have to farm or scale well, so I tried to, get more gold. Oh, so it was an intended video filter because the fan sign says, "First Chovi, I only see the light." So we kind of enhanced the brightness to kind of give it a look of a light, Now let's take a look at this replay where Genji was able to close out the game with one team fight. So when was the moment that you were very confident or certain that you're going to win the game? Is this the last team fight? Maybe not. I think maybe mid-game team fight. I'm not sure, but anyways. So we got to punish when the opponents were a little bit split. So I think that was a really good call. Plus, we were very confident in our late game power spike. So once we were having all the powerhouses that we needed, we kind of accelerate the speed of the game. And then game 2, you picked Corki, which was seen in the first game on the opponent's side. So it was an Azir-Corki matchup in mid lane. How did you plan to leverage your team's comp strength? So Azir-Corki matchup, I think Corki does have the agency to kind of pressure the laning phase. So I kept that in mind in order to kind of win out the laning phase as much as possible to kind of exert more pressure around the map. So your Corki is on a 12-game winning streak this summer. How did you manage to farm and play so well with Corki? I mean, I can't say my proficiency on Corki is decent, but also I think it's mostly because of the great teammates that I have. Chovi, last time you played Draven mid recently, and with many AD carry champions appearing in mid lane, and you are also one of the players that actively use them. What are your thoughts on this meta? I mean, it depends on the situation, but when they are locked in the perfect kind of comp, they tend to do really well, and I just don't really have a strong bias or opinion about the meta because as long as it works well and makes you win the game, I think you should be rather open-minded. And Paige, I'm so curious about this ceremony. Please explain. Oh, last time, one of my friends asked me to do that ceremony if I hit 1,000 kills. So I was just living up to my words. So that was not your desire to, kind of threaten Lehan's, right? Not at all. I just wanted to do it for my fans. Joby, any thoughts on this? I wish one of my fans also asked for something like that. You know, I can do the same for Lehan's for sure. My wish. Now, Genji finished week 7 undefeated again. Next week, you face DRX and KT. Are you confident you will continue your undefeated streak? I am very relieved that we managed to get a win here today. I hope we can keep our focus until the very end in order to win it all. Our team's morale is great. We are in a very high spirit, but I don't want to keep our guards down. We will keep up the grind as well in order to keep the win streak. And this will be the end of the interview with Chovy Pace and back to the space. Thank you.